And not to torment you guys any longer, with the lovely Aladdin and Jasmine rendition of A Whole New World, we are actually getting set to kick off game number 2, assuming that both teams load properly this time.
No, our good friend,
Radiance
Funky,
band.
Chunky, Cheeky Monkey loaded in. So
Yeah, he loaded in pretty quick this time, so kudos to him. He made it through his first attempt.
10 seconds to go.
So what do you think will change up for team
5 seconds.
Bad Touch? They definitely kind of didn't do well in that offlane early on.
Dyer's
They'll
band.
try to transition, maybe try out a dual offlane.
2-1-2 type setup.
Radiance
We'll
band.
see. I mean, they do change up their banning rotation here, banning out the CK first. I'd be surprised to see Team Enclave go back-to-back matches with the same sort of strategy and same lineup in general, but it's not a bad ban. And there's the second respect ban, banning
Dyer's
out both
band.
of the tanky hard carries coming out from Team Enclave as they were able to Doom and CK, and Team
Radiance
Enclave
pick.
sticking to their banning strategy of getting rid of the nuisance teamfight AoE heroes with the
Dyer's pick.
Spider and the Undying.
Yeah, and then Bad Touch still go for the Darkseer. I still think Darkseer's really strong. Maybe they'll ban out a little bit more of defensive supports that deal with the Darkseer quite well. Maybe ban out Silencer, ban out Coddle.
10
those
seconds
type
to
of things
go.
To ensure that that Darkseer is able to lane and kind of be a factor early on.
5 seconds.
Queen of Pain.
Dyer's pick.
Yeah, Darkseer wasn't overly successful for them in game 1, so we'll definitely have to see change up in. It seems like the music. So I have a 4-minute delay on my stream, and it looks like chat is
Radiance
just
pick.
now getting to the Aladdin song that I kicked off. So I'm seeing
Radiance
some
band.
chat pop up. What kind of monster cat is this? That is the type of monster cat that is Disney sponsored, Jet. So. But yeah, back to the draft here. They're continuing to go with what appears to be an AoE-centric lineup with the Darkseer vacuum into all of Jakiro's abilities being AoE. And Witch Doctor being picked up by Team Enclave for the second game. Solid
10 seconds to go.
platinum tier support. He's got
5
stun,
seconds.
he's got heal, he's got... I don't know, I think the
Reserve
Maledict
time.
isn't as potent as a lot of other
Radiance band.
skills that he has, and the Death Ward there is obviously a huge team fight deterrent, depending on how he's able to position.
10 seconds to go.
I feel like I've seen this draft before. Ah yes, I saw this today
Dyer's
in
band.
Complexity vs. Root game. The Darkseer into Jakiro. If they are following the same line of thought, we'll pick up Razor next. And I think Complexity actually...
I
10
think
seconds
Razor
to
could be
go.
a pretty strong pickup here, and he's one of the heroes that doesn't do
5 seconds.
completely terrible against Queen of Pain, assuming that they're going to place her in the mid lane.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I don't think Razor's the best matchup
Dyer's
versus
pick.
Queen of Pain. If you ever static links, you can just blink away. So you usually go like a 3-1-1 build if you're going to be versing Queen of Pain as Razor. And I don't know if anyone from Bad Touch actually plays Razor. So like they may be just following this draft, but it could just be coincidence that they picked Darkseer Jakiro.
10 seconds to go.
And it looks like Team Enclave is going forward with the
5
exact
seconds.
same ban strategy. They haven't changed a thing, and it goes to that old adage, if it's not broke,
Reserve time.
why fix it?
Well, the other team's adapting already and picking Jakiro and banning out Earthshaker Gyro. I think it's a pretty good call to ban out the Gyro if you have a Darkseer. Darkseer really suffers in lane first Gyro because he can just position himself kind of behind the creeps and really force you out of XP range. So pretty smart bans, but Lion's going to be there to zone the Darkseer now, which is a little bit easier to deal with the Darkseer. You just Ion Shell yourself and trade right clicks and force the Witch Doctor to not sack or not go for runes and push you back. But either way, I think this Darkseer is going to have a really hard time in lane again if the Team Enclave goes for another carry with maybe a slower stun.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking right now. They have two supports, both of which have a stun amongst themselves, and plenty of sustain in the lane through the Witch Doctor heal and the Lion Mana Drain. So they're going to be there, they're going to be ready with
reserve time.
At least, right now, if they do a tri-lane, at least 3 disables. And those are hard disables, so Darkseer won't be able to just surge away from it.
Yeah, for Bad Touch right now, I'd really like to see them go for a more defensive support, like a Dazzle. I really think a lot of their play is really focused around those kind of diving and aggressive plays like the Night Stalker last game. If they had a Dazzle to maybe back them up and give them a grave partway through or a few heals, you could have done like so much more work with 1 or 2 more seconds to get another Void off.
Well, and ask and you shall receive, because there's the Dazzle.
10 seconds to go.
Yep.
5 seconds.
And yeah, if they continue their hyper-aggressive early push strategy and their aggressive ganking lineup that they had from game 1, that Shallow Grave, assuming Dazzle's in position, is going to be able to possibly turn a number of the team fights, because like you said, there were a lot of times where Night Stalker would dive in or Crystal Maiden would be slightly out of position. For example, when she jumped up to get that ward in the bottom lane, if she had received a Shallow Grave there and absorbed so many of those opening spells and skills from Team Enclave, that might have provided the time window that Bad Touch needed to get back into position and took the fight instead of just watching CM die and then trickle in one by one. She would have made it through and bought that time.
Yeah, maybe she had time to use her Glimmer and Alt instead of using up all of her mana on other abilities. That definitely could have turned the fight, like create an area around the tower where they can initiate into and are forced to either back or go into it. But I'm really trying to
10 seconds to go.
Well, Team Enclave's thinking quite a bit here too, because they're down to their last 5 seconds of their reserve time, so they need to be quick on the trigger here, and they pick up a Medusa with just seconds to spare. Never want to receive those randoms.
Is good for the Darkseer's going to have an easier time in lane now, and I think Dazzle is going to have a nice time against the Medusa because of the weave granting the bonus armor. Because if you weave like 4 people and Medusa's hitting all 4 of them, you have so much value for those extra points of
10 seconds to go.
But at the same time, I don't know how Dazzle's going to ever get off a Shallow Grave when there's Finger and Sonic Wave and
reserve
time on the other team. Like, there's just so much heavy burst damage that if Team Enclave coordinates correctly, the first target they go on should like instantly die, and Dazzle will just have to be super on point. So I think this is a really high skill cap game for the Dazzle, and I'm really excited to see how Bad Touch is able to utilize it.
Yep, and I think Dazzle, like you said, is going to play a critical role here one way or the other, because that weave is going to provide additional armor against Split Shot, which already does reduce damage. But Medusa did receive a buff here in the previous patch, which buffs her Mystic Snakes, so she is going to be a little bit more annoying here in the laning phase of the game. So depending on if Darkseer keeps getting hit by those Mystic Snakes, he'll have to be careful about his positioning as well.
Yeah, and it's pretty risky for him he had a little bit of a nerf that brought down his intelligence. So if he wants to do something like double Iron Shell the wave and then sit kind of in the wave so that whoever goes on him pulls the aggro up those creeps, that's super risky now with the snake in the pool.
Dyer's
This is
ban.
an uncommon carry pickup.
I don't know if I
Wraith
like
King
this.
bad time.
Yeah, picking a Wraith King into a Lion and a Medusa, they don't have, you know, as strong a mana drain as like an anti-mage. But
10 seconds to
until,
go.
yeah, or PL,
Radiance
or really
ban.
anyone who typically picks up a Diffusal. I can't imagine Medusa would go Diffusal, but it's not completely out of the question. But it's still going to be rough for him until he at least hits his second level of reincarnation.
10 seconds to go.
I think it will be hard for him until he gets BKB, and even if he does get
5 seconds.
BKB, he's going to have issues with the Stone Gaze and the Sonic Wave. Like, if he
Reserve
goes
time.
Blink, I don't know, Blink BKB. He blinks
10
on
seconds to
Medusa,
go.
throws out his stun, burns away
Dyer's
half of her
pick.
mana or so, right clicks her 3 or 4 times, and Medusa ults. What's he going to do? Right?
Yep,
Like,
he'll have to fall back, but that's where
in
maybe
that-
the sustain from a Darkseer mechanism, Jakiro Freezing Path, Dazzles, Shallow Grave, maybe all of those, maybe they're looking for more of a sustained team fight engagement where they can get Medusa to pop her ult,
10
retreat,
seconds
fall
to
back,
go.
regroup, regather, regen, and then re-engage when the Medusa ult has
5
faded.
seconds.
But
Radiance
I was
pick.
just going to comment on this, but Bad Touch don't have a way of
Invoker.
really controlling until they pick an Invoker, maybe go Quas Wex, to get the damage out that they need. They don't have a lot of burst. Jakiro's all damage over time.
Mhm.
Darkseer isn't really so much just an instant burst type of hero, so maybe the Invoker is going to be the answer for that. Maybe he goes Exort and kind of hopes to get in those huge Meteor into Vacuum combos, or maybe he goes Quas Wex and hopes to just Tornado EMP for setup into the Macro Pyre Ice Wall. But in either case, now they have to keep their eyes open for this Magnus pick, who will be there to counter initiate in almost every single fight. Granted, he can get an early
10
pick.
seconds to go.
Yep, it's they do have
5
multiple.
seconds.
Bad Touch have multiple ways of opening up these engagements, though, with a Blink Stunning Wraith King, Tornado EMP Invoker, a Vacuum Wall Darkseer. So they have several methods to get the fight started, so long as they can avoid the Magnus engage, because he's going the Magnus or Queen of Pain for that matter.
Yeah. How's our audio doing? Are we still lagging behind a little bit? You can probably tell by like clicking on the shop or something and seeing if there's a delay in the sound effect.
Well, it's no delay in my audio. It's the transition from my screen to the Twitch channel. So, audience, you tell me. You let me know by the time you hear this if there's still a few second delay or not, or if everything sounds like it's kind of corrected itself. But again, we're starting out the game with a pause, so I'm going to go through real quickly here and introduce the team. We have... It's not letting me pick anything. There we go. We got...
Someone's dropped out like a kid in school.
Rusrog playing the Wraith King. You have Sexy Pegasus. I'm assuming that's Sexy Pegasus playing the Jakiro. In the mid lane, we have SKZ playing Invoker. Joining Wraith King and the Jakiro in the bottom lane is going to be Phoenix playing the Dazzle, not the Phoenix. And presumably in the off lane, you're going to have Hamza Alec playing the Darkseer. Take it away for the Dire Squad.
And meanwhile, on Team Enclave Gaming, we have Gokus on the Queen of Pain. In the mid lane, On support, we have Witch Doctor, Overdog. Going to be rocking that monkey coconut.
30 seconds to go.
We also have Razstar on the support line, probably playing that hard 5 roll, hoping to get that Witch Doctor farm a little bit more. And Cheeky Monkey is going to be playing our Medusa in the core role. And to finish things off, we have XWR on our off-lane Magnus.
Looks like X is rocking the TI Immortal item there.
And away we go.
But he's gotten 0 first bloods with it. So I'm sure he'll be hoping to change that. And just like in game 1, the bounty runes to start off the match are both split and relatively uncontested. It looks like Invoker is going to be going with this Exhort build, as he's put 1 point into it already. Unless it's a casual Exhort.
Their team is lacking damage, so it'll probably be a full-on Exhort for him. Or rather, their team is lacking burst damage. So maxing Exhort seems like a pretty good choice for XKZ.
Got a wraparound coming from the 2 supports from Team Enclave, and Overdog with the body blocks trying to get this Chikiro down as the first blood. The supports are right-clicking him down.
But Cheeky Monkey's getting low.
And Cheeky Monkey is getting low in the background as Darkseer continues to chase. And now he's going to be trapped in a poor position where he needs to run through multiple supports, and he is not going to make it through there. So Cheeky Monkey able to kite him around long enough for his supports to fall back from the Chikiro and claim first blood. Meanwhile, in the mid lane here, you have Queen of Pain throwing some poison daggers and some harassment into the Invoker, who does not have much in the way of regen right now. Just a wand and a couple tangos. So
very strange to not see him invoke. Oh, there you go for the Sunstrike right away to get that mana regen going. It's only 20 mana to invoke, but it's always best to, as soon as you can, invoke your spells so you start getting on that mana regen. One thing I was going to say is the Darkseer Iron Shelled a range creep instead of himself. If he had Iron Shelled himself there, he could have just walked alongside the Medusa and gotten the kill within 2 seconds of the 38 damage per second burn.
Yep, and he's still not level 2, so he didn't have Surge to kind of close that gap to just finish off with the right clicks.
He didn't need it though if he had.
He's got 3 seconds on this teleport. He's going to need it. He surges through trying to juke the supports around. The cask comes out. The stun is slightly off the mark from Lion, so he is going to be able to fall back to the safety of that sexy Pegasus. And good jukes from him, dodging the multiple stuns coming out that could have caused him a bit of trouble.
They definitely kind of took my
bottom lane.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Magnus just got a solo kill. The Wraith Dazzle was just a little bit out of position there.
Yep, Dazzle was out of position, and the Sunstrike was slightly off the mark as Magnus had surged forward.
Or skewered forward.
Skewered. That other S1.
Yeah.
By the rules of the majors, I suppose I should be putting a poker chip into some sort of jar.
Or maybe thrown into a dumpster somewhere.
Or thrown into a dumpster. I'm proud to say I haven't done too many tours yet, though. I've caught most of the kills in the 2 games, or in the first game in all of this game so far.
Yeah, I wish there was a way for me to allow you to control my camera, so I could just like not have to move my mouse around, just be lazy.
Yeah. Well, something's going on right now because I can't actually click heroes. I get whatever hero you're clicked on. So right now you're clicked on Lion, now Dusa. So.
What? Yeah, I'm totally controlling who you see.
Yep, Darkseer. Yep, so I've just been kind of calling out items based on who you're looking at in game 1.
No way.
Oh, Reborn. What fun you are.
I'm just gonna listen to who you are talking about and click on them so you know what's going on.
Nah, just keep doing what you were doing in game 1 because it was relatively effective. I was able to keep it under the radar until I just spilled the beans for no reason. But just
Like, on the bottom.
part of the fun of being a caster, dealing with nonsense like this.
Oh my goodness, Reborn, you're so broken. Oh, Medusa went early point split shot. And used her Mystic Snake to harass creeps.
Yep, it's to get last hits, and when Mystic Snake does bounce off a ranged creep, it doesn't actually cost that much, so...
Cheeky monkey, making the cheeky plays and stutter stepping towards the Sunstrike.
Rastar getting frozen in the jungle there, just a casual freeze. Hey, I know you're over there. Get the hell out of here.
I wonder if it was something
But now a rotation to the bottom lane, and he does freeze Magnus in place, but he's just gonna walk away.
with a free kill on the enemy core. This Magnus is all over the safe lane.
In the middle lane, you have Queen of Pain jumping forward.
Forcing Invoker put that early point in Wax to kind of hide from her, which is strange that he'd do it instead of just pointing another point across, because the Quap's burst damage goes through Invis. If you're in the AoE of Sonic Wave, you still get hit. If you're in the AoE of Sonic Wave, you still get hit. So I don't know what the Quap is supposed to save you. Not going to save you from this game.
Radiant's
as
mid
flying
tower
comes in,
needs
flying
a
back
hand.
and spike. And the coconut flying out to stun out that invoker, and Queen of Pain doesn't have to expend her ult as she takes them down.
Radiant's
with the
mid
Screen of
tower's
Pain.
getting
I
banged
don't
up.
think she had to expend spells in order to get that kill. I think with the double support rotation and just the
Radiant's
massive control
mid-tower's
coming out
coming
of the
apart.
Witch Doctor plus Lion, and now Queen of Pain rotates to the bottom lane to get yet another kill on the Wraith King. Just going to slow down that level 6. So he was sitting at level 5 hoping to get enough solo experience in that lane to hit level 6 and become immortal, but it was not to be.
Yeah, good rotation there by the Queen of Pain. She also gave Lion the space mid, and so Lion's now level 5. With that gank on Invoker, we're going to be seeing probably a, I don't know, pre-10 minutes.
Dire's top
6-minute
tower,
line. So that
you know the
finger's going to be
drill.
online soon, and whoever he wants to gank with that finger is going to die. Especially if the Wraith King's on 6. Just to put things into perspective, Lion has more experience than the enemy carry.
The Dire might want to mine their top tower. Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
In fact, the only one who doesn't is the... Oh, he's dropped behind him now, just barely, in the XP per minute, but as you mentioned it, yeah, only Witch Doctor was behind him. And this game's starting off pretty rough for the side of Bad Touch, as they're currently down 0-5, and several of their heroes are going to require space and farm in order to get as big as they need to, and it's hard to provide and go for a long-term strategy when you're fighting into a Medusa. You never want her to have space and time either, but that is exactly what she's had. You compare Medusa's laning phase to the Wraith King's laning phase, and Wraith King has been under pressure a lot. He's been getting sunstriked, he's been getting beat up by Magnus just in the lane one-on-one, and he even had Queen of Pain rotate down to harass him and get a second kill, versus the Medusa, who's sat in her lane. Yeah, she had to stutter step Sunstrike, but that's about it in terms of the rotations coming out from Bad Touch into the top lane. Queen of Pain doing a little neutral farming of her own. You see here, Medusa is solo in her lane, and still full health, full mana, no pressure whatsoever. Witch Doctor's rotated, and he's in position, but Bad Touch know it, and they're afraid to push forward with even just a Witch Doctor who's really out of position right now.
Yeah. This doesn't make a lot of sense for Bad Touch right now to lead the Jakiro here. He's kind of secured his Dark Sword level 5, which should enable Dark Sword double Iron Shell waves. And so Jakiro, like I kind of just said, should rotate bombs to secure this Wraith King's farm. Secure his level 6, and maybe ensure that Wraith King can get his Hand of Midas up. So that he can recover a little bit from this early game disaster.
And Queen of Pain waiting in the flanks mid, but Overdog's in the bottom lane here trying to get in position, and he does get a coconut off as well as a Maledict, and it's bouncing around 3 different heroes, so it's not going to be enough of a stun to secure a kill, but Wraith King is level 6 now, so even if they were able to drop him there, he would have been back to fight another day. Lion rotating from the mid lane. He's a little out of position, but he does get a double hero stun and a big RP coming out, followed by the Maledict, and this is going to be enough damage to drop the Wraith King as soon as that shallow grave is off, and Dazzle will likely be going down
Radiant's
himself.
mid tower's coming up.
See the ticks going out on Wraith King, and nope, he's going to live, but it costs the 2 supports to buy him time to escape.
Radiant's top
really good
tower's
shallow grave
taking
coming out
hits.
from Dazzle there. Good panic wand by the Wraith King saved his life. It's always good to have the instinct to use your wand when you're about to die.
Meanwhile, on the top lane,
I'm surprised for
Cheeky Monkey was able to drop Darkseer in a 1 vs 2 lineup.
what? How?
Radiant's
I
mid
missed
tower's
that one.
taking
That was the
How
first
is that?
one I missed.
Died like by the tower.
Radiant's top tower's
Yep.
in bad shape.
I presume he finished Darkseer off with the Mystic Snake,
Snake.
which does a fair amount of damage. You can't ignore it.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
But Medusa's completely fine, completely healthy. After that engagement, she can just sit in the lane, push into the tier 1 tower, and she's pretty much solo pushed this tier 1 tower by herself into what has almost been a 2-hero lineup the entire game. Yeah, Jakiro rotated bottom briefly for 1 or 2 minutes to help out with a team fight until he died, but as soon as he died, he respawned and immediately teleported top to try to save the Darkseer, which didn't happen. Got double damage on Queen of Pain, who blinks forward, does catch Dazzle out. He's probably going to toss the dagger here. And doesn't have enough for her Scream. Or her Sonic Wave, so she'll let Dazzle just kind of waddle back to base. They ping out the multiple Team Enclave heroes in the woods, but they know they're not in position to engage too much here. And it
Well,
looks like
bottom lane,
SKZ is just going to fall back and let this tower fall.
Radiant's toughened up their structures.
Lion
Radiant's mid
turning
tower's
one of the
getting banged
enemy
up.
creeps into a frog just to say, hey, we're
Radiant's
here,
mid
we're
tower's
dangerous.
getting the 1-4.
This could be you next.
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted that frog or that creep to the experience of becoming a fallout, him becoming like a creep again. Really a meta and life-changing experience as it goes and dies as it hurls itself into the enemy range creep, and he kills it. So the creep is going against the catapult, and the catapult's hitting the creep. All the creeps went down. Oh, Queen of Pain comes in and finishes off the creep. Very important for Lion to give that creep that life experience of being a frog and what it's like to be a frog.
Next level PvE casting.
Illusion!
Right here on Darmin Cast.
Radiant's top tower's
Lion
been
has a blink now.
That's a sub 15-minute blink on Lion.
And Magnus has his blink.
So now, as if they weren't playing aggressively before, you'll likely see them get even more so. Ooh, a big Sunstrike coming out on Queen of Pain right underneath the Wraith King stun, and that's going to be enough to drop Queen of Pain. That Sunstrike dropping Queen of Pain from about a third of her HP. Invoker trying to make a rotation, but he's going to be spotted out by wards, and now there's going to be a clash in the jungle here. We'll see how it goes. And there's the debut of the Lion Finger, getting the first kill out on Wraith King. The meatball is slightly off the mark. They chicken him up, and now they go to run. Jakiro catching Overdog out. Lion skillfully blinking past the frost wall, though, and he's going to be able to escape. So it's a 1 for ultimate exchange, and Bad Touch is now on the board for the second time, having killed Queen of Pain in the bot lane, as well as the Dazzle.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
They didn't get reincarnation to pop, so that's another like 2-3 minutes. 3 minutes. And that meteor was definitely a strategic farming meteor. As they go on, the Jakiro
Dyer's bottom tower's getting the business.
He's taking a lot of damage, so he may actually pop.
But a Force Staff and a Surge almost save him, but not quite enough.
Queen of Pain with the double kill with the Scream of Pain there. Excellent play.
Rustrog hanging out in the flanks, but he is completely by himself. Gonna have Lion blink forward, get the stun off, Maledict followed by Queen of Pain. That's gonna be enough to drop him. So just the huge mobility coming out from Team Enclave with the blink on your Magnus, your built-in blink on the Queen of Pain, blink on a Lion, and all it took was Witch Doctor spotting out the Wraith King and throwing a 0.2, 0.3 second cask out to stall him just enough for everybody else to throw their blinks around, get in position, and drop them.
Just a reminder, there is a Medusa in this game. I had kind of forgotten.
Yeah, she's not important. You just ignore her, and then in 25 minutes, you go, oh shit, what have we done?
Yeah, you fight. Oh, Lion blinks in. Turns Wraith King into a frog. Magnus jumps in and skewers him back and out of position.
And that ult is not going to be up again, so
You're safe.
early shallow grave, but he's going to be fine. He's going to be safe. Behind the lines, though, Queen of Pain is there, and she'll likely finish off the Dazzle. There it is. Meatball falling directly on the head of Magnus, destroying Magnus and Lion. And now the chase is on. It's hasted Wraith King versus the blinking Queen of Pain, and
18 HP!
18 HP. There's no poison on him, so he's going to be able to limp away from that engagement. And a good fight, a good exchange coming out from Bad Touch, yielding them a 3,500 gold swing in their favor.
And now he goes Midas. You know what? I flamed him a little bit for going power treads before Midas, but having power treads on strength right there just saved him.
It did.
So,
Radiant's top tower's taking
But at
a
this
hit.
point,
the right call to go Midas here.
yeah, at this point, Team Enclave are still 10,000 gold in the lead, even after that 3,500 gold swap.
Surge is this?
The Invoker's got a Force Staff now. I'm surprised he didn't go
Dominating!
And as I say that, he snipes the Witch Doctor.
The Witch Doctor just hanging out next to the tower, gets sniped by the Sunstrike. And then right on time, There's the ping out from the
Regeneration.
regen rune. If only Witch Doctor had known.
Was he low? I guess you can't really click on people.
Yeah,
but
no, he was
was
sitting at
so far.
about a third HP, which seems to be the kill threshold for Sunstrike right now. Is he's been able to snipe the Queen of Pain and the Dazzle both from about a third of their HP. I think he just felt comfortable
Yeah, it's
because
about 400.
he had an ally standing right next to him. He was well behind the tier 1 tower, so if any hero had
Radiant's
showed their
bottom tower
face,
in
he
a
would have
pretty
been
sad
able to
right
just
now.
retreat to safety with no problems, but with the global abilities, I don't think he was expecting it. Might have looked away to shop or something, and down she goes.
I'll take that.
Good call on the Medusa though to go Manta instead of finishing her Lincolns. She's not being pressured at all, so she doesn't need the defensive Lincolns. So she can go Manta to accelerate her farm.
Radiant's
Get the
top
Lincolns
tower's
when she wants
hurting.
to go fight.
I don't even know if she would need to go Lincolns in this game at all.
Wraith King stun, Poison Touch on Dazzle, Cold Snap on Evoker. Not too much to hurt her, so she has the Perseverance. I doubt she's going to refresh her with it, but she could just hold on to it for a bit and maybe different items for Scotty.
Well, it's just that right now they're so far ahead that Team Enclave are winning this game pretty much 4 versus 5 right now. So she can go whatever she wants. I wouldn't be surprised to see her, yeah, just hold on to the casual Perseverance and then maybe shift over to a Scotty.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a pretty good build-up for her. Like, it's never too bad to...
Radiant's bottom tower in a pretty sight right now.
And that mana regen. Meanwhile, as I say that, Lion, I think he didn't throw out a stun.
Radiant's bottom tower seem better days.
Yeah, he's
But
just,
he reinitiates onto the Dazzle.
and that'll be enough.
With the finger and stun.
And now Medusa's showing up for the first time in a team fight. Joining X as he gets a 2-hero reverse polarity, but they're only able to drop 3, but now with Witch Doctor hanging out in the woods, throwing out his Death Ward, it's going to be a 5... They're dead! They're all dead! It's a 5-0 team wipe as Team Enclave
Radiant's gone.
just
and fortified
capitalize on their
structures.
lead and yield themselves
Radiant's
another
mid tower
3,600 or so gold on top of the stockpile they already had.
On the positive
And a
side,
tower.
they're all pretty low
Mid-tower ain't
level, so
doing
they have
so
quick
good.
respawn timers.
That is very much the silver lining, if you need to find one. Well,
New meta strat, stay low level so that you have instant respawn. Yeah, I definitely think there was a little bit of misplay on the side of Bad Touch. Like, Invoker turned around to throw out a Deafening Blast to try to save the Wraith King, and before that he got frozen into stone, which got him killed. The initiation from Lion was so yellow that they should have just been able to like pick him off and run, but Dazzle for some reason wasn't able to get the grave off on himself. Was he stunned maybe by the Witch Doctor Coconut? Because I feel like he got fingered and then there was this delay and then Lion's like, oh, I can kill you with my stun. How's that?
there was a delay. I don't think he was stunned by the coconut. Lion was very much by himself during that engagement, but he was trying to just walk back to base and he got body blocked by the Dazzle, I believe, or by the Darkseer, excuse me, and
Dire's
that
top
provided
tower's
Lion
getting
the window
down.
to blink forward and get the stun kill.
Even with their Witch Doctor dead, Team Enclave is comfortable just walking into the enemy jungle. Medusa up in front with the Aegis. She has so much effective HP right now.
Yeah, she's going to be nearly unkillable unless they expend everything. They're going to have to land Stun, Sunstrike, Meteor in order to even do anything. And look at how far back everyone else is for Team Enclave. And by everyone else, I mean the only 2 heroes that they need to push into this tower. So it's a 3 versus 5 right now as they push into this bottom lane. And it's Bad Touch who are on the back foot. They're afraid to get even near the tower, with Medusa standing in the foreground and the Blink squad behind her.
Yeah, Light comes in and shoots the Dazzle. But actually Pegasus turns around and macro power down. It's pretty good, but until the RP comes in and RP everyone together. Wraith King still has his ult. That's what he respawns into 4 enemy heroes.
Radiant's bottom
Witch
tower.
Doctor for the restoration is just too much. The entire team alive.
There goes Radiant's bottom tower.
And that... they'll probably take a tier 3 here. I mean, like you said, luckily for Bad Touch, they're
Radiant's
so
bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
under-farmed, they'll be able to respawn quickly and might be able to defend the racks, but I think at least this tower is gone.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant lost one of them.
Dazzle calling out 4 more of those and we'll get you all. The Blink Skewer forward from X catching out the Jakiro, and
Radiant's
everyone
bottom
else
racks
just
didn't
kind of
make it.
retreating back into the fountain for some semblance of safety, and that's the first lane of Rex gone under 26 minutes. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Team Enclave have all of their towers.
Yeah, this is
most of
something you
them-
have, like if you play rank.
Yeah, all of them are even above half health.
And they don't have a treant on there. He comes in and uses his stun on that range creep to show his business.
There's a good vacuum wall though, but the macro pyre slightly off the mark. You got a report Wraith King coming out from the Invoker.
Meanwhile, Witch Doctor
Radiant's
goes
mid
down.
tower's coming
Team
apart.
has just runs in behind the entire Radiant team, pops for ult, says you can't run towards your
Mid
base.
tower's getting banged up.
All your bases are belong to us now.
Cheeky Monkey just setting up shop himself,
Mid
herself,
tower's coming apart.
hanging out in there. And now Hamza being creep blocked hard as he tries to zigzag through the dire creeps and doesn't make it
Radiant's
out.
top tower
And
is
the
taking
position
hit.
here is just kind of crazy. You have here, now it's just YOLO. Look at Rusrock blinking into heroes who have
Radiant's
already
mid
murdered
rack
his
ain't
entire
looking
team.
so
He's like,
hot.
I'm gonna kill one of you at least, hopefully. the RP and Dazzle shallow graving himself instead of the Wraith King, just because fuck you, Wraith
Radiant's
King.
mid-racks
I
is
want to
taking a
live,
licking.
but neither of them do. GG is called as
Radiant's
Game 2
mid-racks
here
ain't
comes
looking
to an
so hot.
end, and
Radiant's
this one a
mid-racks
bit
is
more
out of the
lopsided than Game 1.
Radiant's
I don't know
mid
what
tower
else to
can use a
say.
hand.
It was an impressive 4 vs 5 performance from Team Enclave, and then Cheeky Monkey got to show up for the last 8 minutes and have a little bit of fun.
A little bit of PvE by Cheeky Monkey.
Yeah. Then just setting up shop in the Radiant base, saying, "Nah, I think this is mine now. I'm just going to hang out here.
Yeah, this is my base now.
This is my base." So that's it for this matchup. This was best of 2, and both of those games going the way of Team Enclave Gaming. So congratulations to them. It was well fought by Bad Touch. They put up a bit more of a fight in Game 1, but they were certainly fun to watch in the final YOLO moments of Game 2. So thank you everyone for watching. My name is Darmin. You can catch me here at twitch.tv/DarminCast. Twitter handle is DarminCast as well. I have a YouTube channel, which is a bunch of nonsense characters. I'm trying to get an official caster URL for that one, but until then I have links to it in the description of my Twitch channel. I have been casting alongside Mr. V. Mr. V, any last comments, thoughts, concerns, questions?
What fun games to watch. Cloudy, but so fun to watch. Thanks for having me on, Darmin. Hope to see you around in AD2L a little bit longer.
Yep, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully we will get you back here on the channel for some additional co-casting. So thank you for your help, and thanks everyone again for watching, and we will see you next time for, I'll actually be casting this evening for additional AD2L League games. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and I'll be back in about 4 or 5 hours for that game. So maybe not stay tuned on this channel, but go have yourself a snack, take a walk, get out of the house, all that fun stuff. And we'll be back later tonight. Thanks again, everyone, and I will see you next time. Until then, good fun, have luck. Bye.